Hello, this is an introduction to phonetics. We're going to discuss some basic terms. First, we need to discuss the definition of linguistics, as it is the main or broad science that we're working with here. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. The word was first used in the middle of the 19th century to emphasize the difference between a newer approach to the study of language that was then developing and the more traditional approach of philology. Philology differs from linguistics in attitude, emphasis, and purpose and approach. The philology is concerned primarily with the historical development of languages as it is manifest in written texts and in the context of the associated literature and culture, while linguistics, with this new approach, focuses on languages as a whole, not just the written aspect of it, but also speech and other parts of language. Then what is a language? It is a system of conventional spoken, manual, meaning signed, or written symbols by means of which human beings, as members of a social group and participants in its culture, express themselves. The function of language, or the functions of language, include communication, the expression of identity, play, imaginative expression, and emotional release. Now, here in this class, we are specifically working with the linguistic branches of phonetics and phonology. Phonetics is the study of speech sounds and their physiological production and acoustic qualities. There are many sub branches of phonetics. One of them is articulatory phonetics, which deals with the configuration of the vocal tract used to produce speech sounds. Acoustic phonetics deals with the acoustic properties of speech sounds. Linguistic phonetics work with the manner of combining sounds so as to make syllables, words, and sentences. There's also auditory phonetics, which deals with or pertains to studies the way in which sounds are perceived. Then phonology is the study of the sound patterns that occur within languages. Some linguists include phonetics within the study of phonology, but we need to know that phonetics and phonology are two different branches of linguistics, and that each one of them studies one aspect of the spoken part of language. A phoneme in linguistics is the smallest unit of speech, distinguishing one word or word element from another. For example, in the words lap and map, we have some elements in common. We have a and p, but it is the phonemes o and that distinguish one word from another. An allophone is one of the phonetically distinct variants of a phoneme. The occurrence of one allophone rather than another is usually determined depending on its location within the word. Some examples are tomato, tomato, data, data. A minimal pair is a pair of words which are distinguished from one another by only one of its phonemes. For example, thick and pick have the sounds ik in common, let's say ik. However, it is the first phonemes that distinguish them. We have t and p. Another example is feet and meat. Homophones are words that sound the same but have distinctly different meanings. Homophones may be spelled differently, such as in here and here, or they may be spelled the same way, or identically, such as the different meanings of the word bat. Other examples are there and there, lead and lead, sorry, lead and lead, and red and red. Homographs are pairs of words that are spelled the same but do not share the same pronunciation. Some examples are bass and bass, tear and tear, bow and bow. A diagraph is a pair of characters or letters used in orthography to write a single phoneme. For example, the letters C and H together represent the phoneme ch, while the letters S and H represent the phoneme sh. T and H represent the phoneme the, and so on. An alphabet is a set of graphs or characters used to represent the phonetic structure of a language, allowing, in a sense, allowing the written aspect of it. A phonetic alphabet is an alphabet of characters intended to represent specific sounds of speech. Now, the phonetic alphabet that we're going to work with is the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, which is an alphabet developed in the 19th century to accurately represent the pronunciation of languages. One aim of the IPA was to provide a unique symbol for each distinctive sound in a language. That is, every sound or phoneme that serves to distinguish one word from another. It is the most common example of phonetic transcription. And lastly, articulators. To produce speech sounds, we make use of structures and organs from the of the vocal tract to produce speech sounds. So the main articulators are the tongue, the upper and lower lips, the upper teeth, the upper gum ridge, which is called the alveolar ridge, the hard palate, the soft palate, also known as the velum, the uvula, and the pharyngeal wall, and the glottis, which is this open space between the vocal cords. And that's it. Thank you very much. Ay, Dios mío.